There were young people who, in a way, couldn't be part of any other club. When it opened in the Manor St John, what was really good was there's no neighbours. So you had nobody going to complain. So it was a great spot to put a drop-in centre, and also there was an awful lot of youth unemployment in the area, so it was actually a really good location.
So the idea was, this would be a good place to provide what, apart from anything, was like a kind of safe house that they could come to.
People have got absolutely nothing to do. It's boring, you start to lose your sense of yourself. So we occupy people's time. It was playing pool or playing cards or writing or drawing or artwork or music. It was full time, spending time doing something.
No jobs. I got let go in 1983 from Arco, furniture factory out in the estate. And it took me 5 years to get a job.
There was nothing else in the area. You were only hanging around, and you were getting to an age of 14, 15, 16. When you're hanging around, idle hands make the devil's work.
When you're going to have teenagers of that age and they're living in the economic climate they're in and everything, and functionally there's nothing there for them, there's going to be a rise in crime.
I was real wild when I was younger, stealing cars, doing lots of stuff. I used to actually go over to the guards' barracks and beat the horn and get them to come out.
There were no money around. There were nothing. There were no jobs around. So everyone was robbing. You know what I mean? That's what you done. You got up in the morning, you went robbing. End of story.
Before the club, let's be honest with you, they were there with us, right? We found a way into Tesco's. Well, it would have been super quid at the time, or super, whatever quid. We found a way in through the back shot, and we were so young, we took boxes of buttons and boxes of picnic bars. And this is a big thing now, you know what I mean? But didn't we fucking hide them over the lawn? Obviously not going to bring one box that size, right? Hid them over the lawn. Probably had 2 bars, probably fucking 1,000 bars there. And anyway, the large fellas come up and rob them. And we went down and we couldn't find it. No, we don't. We burnt every ditch down there. Because we were angry, just like fair. And the large fella ran up, yeah, they're burning all the chocolates.
You'll be doing lots of things.
Sitting down, smoking fags, like, you know what I mean?
Drinking beer, bumblers.
Double bumblers comes to mind, and flagons of cider and big glue sniffing, I think, went on.
And there's one thing about the glue sniffers, they all stick together.
It was pretty obvious to me that, there was a need for something.
Because no one had on.
Yeah. They did things with us that our parents didn't have time.
Yeah.
And the money and the effort, you know.
Being exposed to another life, what our parents and that couldn't give us, because I wouldn't say that they didn't know how, they were rare themselves in a kind of deprived areas, different times.
Some of us had alcoholic parents, like, you know what I mean, or I was reared by my grandparents, like, you know, that kind of way, so it was just great to get out of the house and away from it, like.
It wasn't rosy. It was actually very kind of gritty.
And quite a lot of damage was being done to other people and to themselves, I guess, at that time.
We all fell through the cracks. Because back then you could leave school at 15. I was out of there, I tell you, I was gone, boom, bang.
Hated school. I left when I was 15. I should have stayed, but sure I didn't.
I seen fellas getting put to the back of the class and going out the window. And that's the truth. They'd be put down the back of the class and they'd be thinking to themselves, why am I here? Out the window they go.
They concentrated on the really good ones, and the ones that were on the peripheral were left there.
The education system just did not meet the needs of those young people in any way, shape or form.
A lot of us decided to join it, and it was exactly that. It was a youth project. It was easy going. There was no one looking in detail at people coming into it. You might go up there in the morning or afternoon, game of table tennis, game of chess, game of cards, bit of a laugh. Couple of quirky individuals running as a Mark Roper, an English poet, an animal lover, Ollie Breslin, a cheese-eating vegetarian art guru that we were all amazed by, that we took a long time to settle into, and I think it came from both sides. But then I think there was a mutual respect became there, because Mark Roper was exactly what he said he was on the page. He was an honest, interested in youth, into his poetry and his literature, and very much into society as a whole, for the better. As was Ollie Breslin, as current today, he's still involved.
Most of the times we were very strict, and because we wanted the place to be a safe place. When you came in the door, we wanted it to be safe. My job every day was to be a bouncer. I was on the door, and if anyone came to the door, I checked them before they came in, so I would kind of go and I'd look at their pupils.
Knock on the door, Ollie, open the door. You, you're not coming in today. Oi, what's up? Look at your eyes. I seen you down behind the wall. But the guards might come to the club and say they're there, and Ollie'd say, you're not allowed in here. You're not coming in here.
Yeah.
And that's it. Now, it's not disrespect for the law. He'd be trying to look after the boys as well, and the law have no right to go in there without warrants or anything like that. And you're not coming in here. Them boys are with me, and that's it.
You know, that was almost a justification in itself to have a safe house where people wouldn't need to be fighting, wouldn't need to be tough, but just could come in and would know that there were boundaries, you know, and those boundaries were going to be enforced.
It was a different dynamic from what we were used to. You know, we were allowed to express ourselves. We were curbed if we got too boisterous, but not so much so that we weren't said, oh, this place.
There would have been a lot more jail time, I reckon, you know what I mean? I reckon. And the people that were in it were good people.
Bring in your own blast, then make tea in there. The pool table was there, table tennis was there was arts there was always music there, and Johnny Foley's song was always on, Marianne Faithful, and you weren't allowed to turn it off. And every night when you go to sleep, you could still hear the song in your ear.
But in relation to activities, basically the young people would elect to do things themselves, whatever. So if we said we're going to bring in someone to do drama, there might be 3 or 4 fellas interested. But then there might be another 4 or 5 people put their name down to give it a go, see what it's like, you know what I mean? So there was all that kind of thing. People would kind of dip their toes in, maybe take little steps. But then if they found, for example, say doing painting, some of the lads really liked it. So no matter who we got in to do painting, murals and all that kind of stuff, because the place was full of murals, we would definitely know people who wanted to do that.
Then we had the Chronic, we had the newsletter. Lots of people, I think it was at Pat Kennedy, used to write stories for it. But lots of people contributed stories and poems and all kinds of things to that. Right. And that was just a way, I suppose, of people getting a chance to share the work they did.
Yeah, we brought in some really interesting people from Waterford. I'm thinking of people like Ted O'Regan. Ted used to do drama with the lads, and Ted, he was a much older man, but he was really kind of mad. You know what I mean? He was really interesting man to meet. You'd never forget him.
I didn't know what drama was. Yeah. You know, drama to me was someone having a fight in the pub.
Ted, I remember him. He sticks in my mind a lot. He was very good.
I actually did a play with him then afterwards. Oliver.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it, yeah.
He instilled confidence in everybody who took part in his classes, because we went on to do shows.
What do you know? We got a show. Because every other kind of, I think there was four clubs involved. The other three had, the shiny shorts and all the rest of it. We had old duffel coats on us, and that was the whole thing about it. That was brilliant.
Ted O'Regan, to me, was brilliant. Man's a genius. I know they throw around the word genius nowadays, but he was genuine. And we could all go up there and pretend for 5 minutes or 10 that we weren't ourselves. You get me? Take us out of our heads, and we could act the aegis, and it wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah.
That was absolutely brilliant. Ted gave it confidence. He gave everyone confidence. That man was a brilliant man.
They were able to bring out an awful lot of hidden stuff that you didn't know that you were capable of doing. You know what I mean?
Hidden habits.
I wouldn't have even dreamed of even trying to do any of that drawing stuff that was up there, because I only ever drew an art in school. But sure, when I was looking at the piece of things, they were telling me they were leaving me off and stuff like that, I was amazed to see what I was able to do, because I didn't know I could do that, especially not on a big scale, you know what I mean? You have a big wall, it's not just a sheet of paper that you're drawing this out on, you know what I mean? So they were to bring out that kind of talent that I never knew.
They gave me the freedom to express yourself. Either drawings or writing and the whole lot might have, you know what I mean? They put that belief into you. You can do it if you really want to, you know what I mean?
Musicians, artists, writers, poets, an amazing amount of creativity that came to the fore, I suppose, when people were looking for something to do. So it allowed them time to actually develop those talents as well. But there was an incredible amount of creativity at the time.
I'm Morrow, I'm from National.
You're from the Knock! You're from the Knock! He's from the Knock! 30 Connolly's Place! Connolly's Place! You're from the Knock!
From the law. I wrote that one for my father when he died 13 years ago. You're gone now, Dad, to your rightful place. I can still see you now, I can still see your face. I'm the youngest of 7, I should have met you in heaven. From the start you gave me life, you gave me heart. I miss you, Dad, we've never been apart. So it's Billy or Elvis or even Bottom. You give me the strength to keep going on. I hope I'm like you, Dad, when I grow old. So I can tell my children there's a story to be told. And that story is you, my father, my dad. You're the greatest friend that I ever had.
Like even like going on a trip canoeing, right? I never went canoeing before. And then the club brought me canoeing. I remember going to Manor and every weir I went down I fell out of the canoe. And they brought us to Tramore into the waves after that to learn us how to stay up in the weirs, you know. And then when I went back to Manor the next time I was able to hold myself up. There are things that I learned that you wouldn't realise that you'd be learning. You know?
He went down off the side of the thing by a 10-foot drop. When the spray deck to stop the water filled, so your canoe wouldn't fill up. And when he came back up out of the water, there was a pool of water in his lap and there was a fish in it, right? I'm telling you, that happened. As true as I'm sitting here, that happened. I couldn't believe it, like. Brilliant times.
We went ice skating up in Dublin one time, yeah?
It was only a mock though, yeah?
No, it was. It was real ice skating.
It was real ice.
What was the real ice?
It's cold.
Abseiling to rock climbing, canoeing, sea kayaking, we've done it all, like, you know what I mean? This is stuff that we would never got the opportunity to do.
Right.
If without that.
The club learned us how to sail. I know I done a recreational skipper's ticket. I can navigate boats, I have a boat. We're always going boating, fishing. We love the water. They introduced us to it.
You know, it was on the back of the youth project. We built a handball club with no debt. We built a full handball club with the support of that youth project.
We done fundraising activities. We done duck races. We thrown bags of ducks. We done a lot of things.
£36,000 we raised in 2 years up there.
But also we would be trying to get the lads to kind of see that, you know, they don't have, there's other ways of going about life as opposed to going down a particular slope.
Like I myself, when I was 17, I stole a car. I got convicted of it and I went to prison.
I would remember going down a few times down to prison to visit people, and that was kind of interesting because I found, especially particularly the harder lads, it was a very vulnerable time for them, and they really appreciated someone to come and see them.
We stopped at Spike Island, and there's 2 of the lads in there, myself and one of the other girls, and we visited them. And then in the afternoon we went on to Cork and visited 1 or 2 of the other lads up there. But I suppose we saw them as friends. We didn't see them as criminals or anything like that. I suppose we knew them socially, and they were good people at the end of the day, and went on the wrong path.
At 17, I wouldn't have had no interest in mucking. Like, I would have been happily staying out on the road with the lads, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, mucking about with them and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Doing the things we shouldn't have been doing and whatever, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I suppose it was kind of fortunate that way, you know what I mean? With becoming a father so young, like.
For them, very often, that getting pregnant and having a baby was a chance to allow them to make that transition from childhood into adulthood, because very often, like, there just weren't any jobs around, so that move into the working world wasn't available to them. So sometimes even having a baby was nearly a career option, and it was very much to be celebrated. You know, becoming a mother and having an identity as a woman, as an adult, and having somebody to care about.
When this baby came along, like, I was only 17, and it was like just my sister or something, like, you know, that kind of way. It was brilliant, really. It just brought happiness to the house, the little baby, like, you know what I mean? And we do day outings and stuff like that, and we could bring our kids with us. So, like, I went to Sweden on a youth conference, and I went to Spain, Seville. It was another youth kind of exchange thing. And I've been loads of places, like, and I was only a young age, like, doing all these things, you know what I mean? Best days of my life now, really, like, when I think back, like, I always kind of said it, like, you know, good people, good friends, good times, like. We were very lucky, like, it was something to do, somewhere to go. Because the other evenings, we used to be waiting nearly for the evening for our club, our night, the girls, because all we were doing was hanging around. And we used to do, like, cooking classes and things like that, and, you know, even chats about boys and about ourselves, and we had different activities going on every week. And then it got more social, so you were allowed in after school, say, for a couple of hours or whatever. It was sociable for us all to mix with boys and girls as well over there. Do you know what I mean? Which was good, because we would have been shy, you know, as teenagers.
It was a gateway, it was an alleyway to socially release and to go and explore and communicate and interact with people.
Once you went inside them doors, you were the same as everybody else was in there, and I think that was the beauty of the place.
No, everyone was just allowed to flourish.
It's the kind of thing, I suppose, that, you know, if you wanted to be your best, if you like, there was a place where you could be your best.
We did this kind of really interesting exchange one time with a group in London, and they were called Fast Forward, and they were a youth group that worked with young people with special needs. And so they're all teenagers, but they all were either different things, Down syndrome, there was all different abilities and all that kind of stuff. But it was very interesting because I remember beforehand people were saying, oh jeez, like that's a very dodgy thing for our lads who'll be kind of like fairly tough to do an exchange with a group of young people that were special needs. And it worked brilliant. It worked fantastic. Our lads were so caring, and they wouldn't leave anybody mock these lads. They wouldn't leave anybody say a bad word, and they really looked after them. And they had no problems holding hands with someone going downtown. All these kind of things which you'd say, you know, these lads, these are tough lads. They won't be up to that. They were brilliant.
Bringing them around to different places in Waterford, and then they returned to hospitality when we went to them then.
And we stayed in Peckham over there like for the whole weekend. And after that weekend, like there wasn't one person that went there that didn't feel a bit of sorrow or sadness leaving there behind. Because they were such nice people, like, you know what I mean?
A photo exhibition. Oh yeah. With we went to France, St. Herbland. With I did it with Stevie Conway and Bobsy O'Rourke. Yeah. But it was great, like, you know what I mean. I loved just going around, like, taking the photographs. Most of the places aren't even standing now, like, you know, Castle Street, and I really enjoyed it. And I took photographs then for years after, like, you know.
But I can still remember that dog. Honey was her name. My mother actually bought me that dog for her as my Christmas present. Yeah. It was my first dog, and what a dog. Look there you are, look, classic example. Happy outing, a bag of crisps up in the club.
They all had a great ear to listen to you. Yeah. And you knew yourself when you were going in there that you were coming out there with some sort of advice. Yeah. But you knew what was said between you, stay between you.
I remember personally having my own little problem once and going to Mara and Barbara, and they were very helpful.
They took time out for us to listen to us, like, you know what I mean?
You just felt wanted. Yeah. That's all people want.
People had issues and couldn't be dealt with at home, like, so they got the help up there.
A lot of people suffer with their nerves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people, oh, you're mad in the head, and you're not. It's just pressure of life.
Just all your mind, like.
And if it's only someone listening to, it's not these tablets all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just someone to talk to.
If you have the courage to say to someone that you're not feeling okay, half the battle is won.
I was in the hospital there one day. The nurse came around to me and said, what do you want for your breakfast? Pen and paper. No, honestly, what do you want for your breakfast? A pen and paper. I said, because if I don't get it out, I said, it's going to be gone, it's going to be lost forever, I won't be able to get it. But in my dream, I was writing a poem. That's why I wrote the pen and paper. I wrote it down as Street Angel, it's called. An angel of poet who really doesn't know that he is a poet. An angel of honesty, an angel of truth, an angel of friendship, and don't forget the roots. The street angel is always here, he always will be here, to take away your troubles, to take away your fears, to feel your sorrows, to feel your tears. Sit down, kneel down by the street light, pray to the street angel, because everything will be alright.
I remember Johnny Howard came down to me one day. He said, there's a job for looking for a labourer up in Arkeen on the building site of Arkeen Hospital. So would you be interested? I said, no, about it.
Some big factories opened up around the town. I remember quite a few of them getting in quite decent jobs. In the space of, I think, about a year or so, a lot of lads who had been hanging around for a number of years started to work. And that was the biggest shift, that was the biggest change.
It gave the youth of the areas the opportunity to progress into other areas. They sat people down, they went through how to do a proper CV. Like they went through local papers for job opportunities that were on. They made phone calls, they allowed you to use the office. So like the help that these people gave to the youth of the area.
Well, I suppose I had to grow up in the end then. I remember the club then show me how to go work and get work and stuff like that.
But John Gravy got involved in that and there, and we got put out on work experience in there, and that's how I got started in the meat factory.
It changed your life.
Yeah, it changed your life, yeah. Really working in construction since then.
They deserve medals at the end of the day.
I think life was simpler back then. From a teenager's point of view, I think life was a hell of a lot simpler back then. It's very complex now.
It's computers now. We don't want to go outside. We don't want to go out and walk up there. We don't want to go out and camp out in this place. Why would we want to camp out there? It'd be cold.
The phones now and the tablet, I think people are very isolated.
Just come straight home from school.
Throw the bag.
Throw the bag, yeah. Whatever you done out onto the road and you were out there all evening.
Yeah.
It was dark till they were called in.
And they were getting
and the very same thing the next day. You hated being in the house, just wanted to be out, didn't you?
Yeah, no one was ever in.
Yeah. There was no mobile phones at the time. The ring said, we had to say, where are you now? Like, you know what I mean? You just lead out this list and listen where the answer is coming back from, which direction, so you kind of knew either over the shopping centre or down the valley, or up the lawn, or down the tarmac, you know, this kind of way like that.
You could walk from one square to the other in Archville, and by the time you get to the third square, there could be 70.
It's easy to do something, be a keyboard warrior, but actually having and physical exercise as well. We were running around the fields and doing this, that and the other and everything, down on the Manor lawn, the way the Manor lawn used to be. And now look at us.
So there's a lot more pressures today than they were then. People weren't concerned if you had a Hollister top on or not. As you see yourself with teenagers, they're very conscious, they're very self-conscious.
It's the perfection, because everything is posted on social media now. If you walk outside the front door, someone will take a picture and it's loaded up.
There's everything from social media to drugs are so freely available now. The attitudes the teenagers have now can be quite aggressive compared to what it was when I was younger. We're not naive enough to think 25 years ago there wasn't drugs available in the city. There was always something there, but we're talking Class A drugs now, freely being available in the city, and that's what's frightening.
The biggest drug that was about was cannabis, maybe in the late 80s. As now if you go into the town centre, there's young fellas and young ones strung out all over the place. Drugs are so easily accessible. It's actually scary. You know what I mean? Whatever about if an adult wishes to smoke a joint, completely up to himself. But it's sad when you see a kid 14 or 15 smoking a joint. That's a slippery path, and the heroin has gone rampant in the town. It's so popular because there's a great buzz out of it. So if you're telling a young lad drugs are bad, then he takes drugs and he has a fucking ball. It's a fucking outfit that don't know what he's on about. These are great. So maybe it was a more honest approach with him. He said, it is a good night. There's no fucking doubt it is. This is why they're so popular. But this is where it fucking ends. It's a roller coaster to the fucking wall.
I'd like them to get involved more socially, maybe like a club or something like that, and have the opportunities we had, getting to travel and,
Because they are kids going around and they have nothing to do and stuff.
Absolutely nothing to do to get up the mischief, you know what I mean?
Try and put him in a club, or she in a club.
Get them interested in sport as well.
Interested, yeah.
Just an interest.
Whatever
any
they
kind
have.
of sport, just get them to do something.
She used to be in David Hennessy's, the stage school, David Hennessy's. That's how we ended up down that neck of the woods. And we were collecting her from stage school one day. And John Welch's Waterford Muay Thai is directly under David Hennessy's.
So my friend told me about here, so I came down here and I really enjoyed it, so I stayed.
She's now a 3-time Irish champion, European champion, international champion, and just came back from the World Championships with 2 bronze medals.
It's a good question. Well, we in the club ourselves, we advise all the lads to stay in school.
Go on and do your leaving cert. Go on there. But if I had to do all that, I probably wouldn't have been in the Manor St and I wouldn't have enjoyed it so much. I wouldn't have gone down that path.
Yeah.
I think every path has a purpose.
Absolutely.
And as John F. Kennedy said, past is prologue.
To trust my own instincts and to the people that were there for me in the early stages in life that I felt I could trust, is to always remember they're there and to lean on.
So the 26-year-old girl, I made her stay and do her leaving like she did, and now I have a 13-year-old girl. And my main issue to them is school.
I went back to school, Ali, so I'm going to say stay in school for as long as you can, you know what I mean? Get the education you're going to need. You're not going to get anywhere fucking without it now.
If you love what you're doing, it's not work. You don't have any problems, but you can throw the duvet off your feet and get up in the morning and do a day's work. There's nothing wrong with your life, is it?
But when I left school, once I was willing to work hard, I was able to earn money and progress myself. But now if they leave school at 15 or 16, I can't see them making the ground. They're not going to be afforded the opportunities. Do things right and things will be right. And that's something I've learned later in life, you know. If you do things right in life, they seem to be right. You know what I mean? If you're living wild and erratic, everything coming back at you is a bit wild and erratic, isn't it?
Get some kind of skill under your belt and take it with you. You know, and once you have a skill under your belt like that from school, from an education point of view, and you can take it with you, you can add to it.
The only person who's thinking of you, don't matter what clothes you wear and stuff, is your mother. It's hard enough living your own life, but when you have to live for other people, then you're in right trouble there, you know. That's the advice I'd give anyone, is don't give a shit.
In any child's life, and any man, any young fella, young man's life, an education is what you need.
And if they don't stay in school, they're not going to have the options.
Stay off the Xboxes and the PlayStations.
Yeah.
Stay away. Get out and interact with life.
Stay away from drink. Oh yeah, stay away from the booze.
Yeah.
Don't end up like him.
Just positive attitude. You know?
So they have something to do.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Because you've only one go, you've only one life, you've only one chance to make the most of it.
Nothing is unachievable. Don't feel that you can't succeed in anything in life.
If I can't talk to nobody about that, I just write it down.
Well, that's it.
There you go, you know what I mean? I'm after getting it out of my system, because I'm after writing it, there you go. And if I feel down or what have you, I just read over what have you, a couple of bones, there you go. I don't want to be feeling like that again anymore, like, you know what I mean? Keep on writing and writing and writing and writing, there you go. But remember, as a kid, everything was good. Messing, playing, knock a dolly in the hood. Playing skills outside the house, knocking everyone out till you're last knocked out. Camping out the front and in the back, robbing hot tums, lovely cakes at that. Robbing newspapers and magazines, giving them away because we weren't mean. Taking a loan of motorbikes, never giving them back. But the insurance company would put their full whack. I can name all the names who we grew up with then, but if we did, I'd have no ink left in the pen. I think of my friends who passed away, but I also believe they're with us today. They're in our house, in our thoughts, in our minds, a love all you're of the deepest kind.